Flynn, you ready?
You ready, buddy? He's all good. All right, here we go then. Part 2, taking place now. All right, Bo. It's on you.
Before you, atop a ramp, is an incredibly well chiseled, muscularly humanoid being, standing impossibly tall, impossibly wide with a huge shoulder span, thick, as the internet might say. Stands before you. He has wings spread out, long black hair, piercing black eyes. I'm just going to put a token on the table.
Muscle Angel.
Oh my gosh.
I got this, guys.
For our listeners,
This.
the token
Back
is
up.
just a flexing torso.
Yeah, it's like a bodybuilder from Mr. Universe or something.
I couldn't find a token that fit my description, so that's what we're going with.
I love
it. He's also naked, and his large member is just dangling there for Nash to try not to look at, but then look at anyway.
This is for Nash. Nash fan service right here.
Great.
And he stands there and he says, "What have you done?" And he raises a hand up in front of him and stares into the hand, and then cocks his head and closes his hand and opens his hand and lifts up his right hand and closes his hand and opens his hand and stares into his hands, and tears begin streaming down his face. "I have been defiled." And he just drops to his knees, and you hear a loud "Koom!" as his full weight just drops down, and he stares into his clutched hands, crying. "Father, forgive me," he says.
Stanley steps forward a little bit. Excuse me, I'm not meaning to intrude on any of what's going on at the moment, but can you tell us anything of what's going on?
The figure's silent for a moment. "My thoughts are not my own. What are these thoughts? Father," through tears, "where are you? I cannot hear your voice no more."
I can't hear your voice no more.
Pharrell, your chest swells with extreme anger and hatred and disgust. Blood thunders in your ears, your ear holes. You don't really have ears. "My soul weeps at my tragedy." And then finally he makes eye contact with you, Stanley, and he says, "I am an abomination. I am lost. I... Father! Father!
All right. Hey, fella, it's, look, let's maybe roll it back on the abomination front here. we're here. You're free of wherever it was you were being contained. I understand you seem to be going through a lot, but maybe we can help each other out.
He begins convulsing. He looks to you, and he crawls towards you on his knees, his dangling member Nash notices flopping about.
Why am I the only one noticing it?
It's your passive perception, man.
Grabs, and he looks up from you on his knees and says, "The voices compel me! The voices compel me! Ah! 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 And then he drops to the ground and forms a fetus and goes, "Ah! Ah! I cannot stop it." It growls.
Man.
All right, maybe now's not a good time for you. I'm gonna take a step back away from him.
He then gets up from his fetal position on his hands and knees, his hair covering his face, dangling, tears streaming from where his hair is. All the heavens weep for the profanity of this cruel and despicable world. And he's just breathing and panting super heavily.
I mean, look, you're not wrong. This world sucks, but here's the thing. We're stuck in it. We're trying to keep it from being worse. You can either help us, or we can go and you can deal with whatever it is you're dealing with at the moment on your own.
Persuasion?
Okay. It's going to be a 13.
The convulsing stops. The breathing stops. The mewlings of these mortal fools! And it stands up upright. Wings span out. And then his eyes, this glass black, juts out over top of his eyes and connects in the middle. Pair of sunshades. I will be my father's vengeance! And then he reaches his hand up into the sky, and as if pulling it from a rift in the universe, pulls out a large shaft of black laser. Electricity hitting walls.
Oh boy.
Wings flared out. You will be the first to repent. And then he starts charging at Stanley. Poof, poof, poof. Roll for initiative.
Fred. Friggin' Naked Angel is always doing this.
Yeah, but as he charges, his member flops around in a very agitated manner. Nash notices.
Oh my
21
gosh.
for my initiative.
Okay.
A 2.
A 2.
A 2.
Nash keeping his record intact.
Frick.
16.
16 for Varel.
24.
24 for Hope. Okay. So the handsome angel, wings extended fully, He's charging towards you, but he's not running. He's walking with extreme purpose and efficiency, pulling the blade out of the air, threads of lightning, black lightning, just shooting out, hitting parts of the floor and parts of the cylinder, and just. And even though it's black, it still illuminates things, but in a kind of void darkness. And he's walking with great intent towards Stanley. Hope, you're first.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I think I'll just open it up with the 2 shots from my shotgun arm and try and get his attention away from Stanley. So I'll kind of shoot at his feet more to annoy.
Okay. Attack rolls, please. Are you intentionally missing these warning shots or actual attacks?
It's a good question. Let's do let's do these first 2 as warning shots and see what happens, to see if he'll snap out of it. Maybe he can still be conversed with or something.
Okay. You fire the 2 shots at the ground. They successfully hit, going pew, pew. It changes nothing about his demeanor, stance, or trajectory.
Cool. So then I'll run over and put myself in front of Stanley, between him and the big dude.
Okay.
Does it do anything to his demeanor stance, or did that change at all? Sorry, go ahead.
It did not impact his wiener.
Okay.
Just so you know, that question is why you're the only person who notices.
Stanley, it is your turn. Unless Hope's finished. Or not finished, I mean.
Nope, that was it. That's my turn.
Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is eyes flash silver, and I'm going to use Mantle of Inspiration to give everybody 8 bonus hit points, which I'm sure they all desperately need. And you can use your movement or your reaction to move your full movement as you see fit. I will go ahead and use that opportunity to back up. I just got to see how far. I'm going to move about 60 feet away from him, as it turns out.
No, you're going to move 60 feet away from him?
No, 30 feet, we'll say.
I'm going to move 2,000 feet away from this thing.
That's it. That's 30 feet.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I could have burnt my action.
Everyone can move, right? Everyone gets the temporary HP.
Yeah, it just removes your reaction if you do. So it's up to you if you want to spend your reaction on that.
Anyone want to move?
Then I will pull out with my action. I will pull out the megaphone, lift it up to my mouth, and say, yes, Naked Angel, your dad called. I asked if he inquired about you, and he said, who? And that's my vicious mockery.
Okay. A saving throw, I presume?
Yeah, wisdom 16.
Okay, that's a fail.
Okay, sweet.
So he's got disadvantage.
He has disadvantage on his next attack, and he takes 5 psychic damage.
Okay, perfect. Done.
That's my turn.
All right. Varel, your turn.
Okay. Nash's arm screams
Yeah.
loudly, enraged by battle.
Yeah. Wants to get on some of that Grosjean action.
I am reading about the grappling hooks, but it seems they are a dexterity attack.
They are.
Or a bonus action. All right. I'll give it a shot. Okay, cool. So I have moved with my Mantle of Inspiration to get myself behind him slightly, and I would like to leash him with the grappling hooks into his back.
Okay, so this is a psychic command to the harness. The harness fire out both of them. Pew, pew. You need to make 2 attacks, one for each of the harpoons firing from your shoulders.
Oh, that's awesome.
If they hit, you will hook the target.
That is so badass.
I got a 6 and a 15.
One of the harpoons hits, bing, and you're now connected to it via the rope. The other harness shoots wide, falls to the ground.
Can I retract the one that missed?
All right,
Let's
so
see. That is an action as well. Okay.
So you shoot both or you retract both at the same time. So the one that missed can be retracted to be fired again, but you'll also be retracting the left one in addition to the right one.
Gotcha. Okay, is the one that's attached to him considered taut? Without further action.
It's not currently taut. You've hit him with it. There'd be some loose rope. So it's not taut until you retract. It doesn't appear to be designed to be held in a taut position. You're either shooting it out or pulling it in.
Okay.
You might be able to grab it with your hands to make it taut. If you just want to hold him in place, if that's what you're driving at.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, so is this grating? Could I put my fingers through it, the floor nearby?
There is grating on the ramps up to those cylinders.
Okay, what I'd like to do is bend down, weave my fingers into the grating, and pull it tight so that he cannot advance on Stanley.
Okay, it'll take one hand to hold the grappling rope and one hand to hold the grate.
That's pretty badass. I'm down for it.
Yeah, Captain America this.
Yeah.
Like the helicopter.
Perfect. I will now need you to make a strength contest in order to grapple the being in place.
Grappling. A 23.
You have him held in place, but only assuming he walks in the direction away from you. If he turns around and walks in your direction, the rope will no longer be taut.
Correct.
But as he's walking towards Hope, he's unable to move further, and he sort of halts into place and is like pulling like a dog pulling against a leash. That was your action?
Yes, that was my bonus action to fire, my action to pull tight and grip. I would like to yell at the flesh wall, "Is this your son? Is this what you came for us to see? Is this the ally you promised?"
Okay. You yell out to the flesh wall, and there's no reaction here. It is now the Muscle Angel's turn. The Muscle Angel stops, attempting to move towards and pull you, but because you succeeded on the strength check, it just goes... And you just see him from the back, wingspan and all, with the shoulder. Then you see his neck turn about, and you see one eye as he turns his neck back to look at you. There's a tear streaming down his handsomely chiseled face. And as he looks towards you, he turns around, and he begins walking your direction. As he walks in your direction, he takes a hand on the grappling hook and attempts to rip it out of him. So, he is unable... No, he's able to do that. Sorry. He pulls it out. But however, because he's ripping the grappling hook out of him, he takes damage for taking it out of his body. The teeth pulling at the flesh on the inside. Can you roll 2d8 for me, please?
2d8.
Yeah, and you actually need to roll some damage for piercing him with it as well. We didn't do that. It's 1d8 plus your dex.
Cool. So it looks like for the hit on my previous turn would have been 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then this hit would be... or this removal would be a 4 and a 6, so 10 points of damage.
Perfect. And as he pulls it out, you notice blood begin dripping from the hole, in his abdomen where the grappling hook got entered into. But attached to the teeth of the grappling hook, some sort of strange silvery rope of some kind. He pulls it out, drops it to the floor, and begins walking towards you. Black lightning sword in hand. He puts it down in the air, and it just floats in place as he walks towards you. And he takes a big muscled arm and underhanded punches.
Remember, it's with disadvantage.
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. Actually, I didn't remember. Okay. Does a 22 hit?
That sure does.
It's subtle disadvantage.
It does indeed.
Okay. As he hits you, he's going to deal bludgeoning. Do you have resistance to bludgeoning damage?
No, I'm not raging. I'm out of rages.
Okay. It's 17 incoming bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And the velocity and strength of the punch is so hard that it launches you into the flesh wall about 30 feet from where you are. And you're now like inside a dimple in the flesh wall. You just launch right into the air. It goes, and the rest of the onlookers, you see like almost like a whoosh, like a power like circle, just spheres go, and he punches you right into the wall, lifting you up 10 feet and knocking you into the wall. That's the end of his turn. You don't suffer any fall damage because you slide slowly down the flesh wall. Nash, your turn.
All right, I'm going to double the size of Varel. Hopefully helping him get the H off that stuff and come back bigger and stronger than he ever was. Although, I may have a distance problem now. Hold on a second.
What's the range on your spell?
That's what I'm looking at right now. I forgot. You got
Guessing 60. I'm guessing. Hang on.
Here it
Large
is.
reduce.
It is 30, actually.
Oh, you got to get a lot closer.
Yep.
Remember, the battle angel has its back to you, but stands between you and Varel.
I'm going to do the reverse then. I'm going to shrink Battle Angel. I don't know if he's going to be resistant, though. Last time I tried this, it was a huge waste. All right. I'm going to go... where do I have to be to hit him? To hit Varel? Probably...
30 feet, 6 squares away.
So I got to be... Ugh. And if I go from here to there... That's too far, isn't it?
I mean, the one thing is, as you would move that way, his attention is firmly focused on Varel at this time.
Okay.
He has his back to you.
All right, well, I'm going to move there, and then that should give me enough room.
Okay.
I think. Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay, so from here, I will cast Enlarge on Varel, the lizard man.
Okay, so you move around the cylinders to sort of a spot out of sight through the mist. Cast it on Varel, doubling his size.
Yeah.
He grows large inside the flesh wall. Gross.
My goal there, I guess I won't know until you tell me, but I was hoping it would do two things. One, make him big and formidable, but also act as a way to kind of bust out of where he was thrown. But
Yeah, he's not locked into where he's thrown.
oh, he was just thrown
pressed
against
into
it. Okay.
Yeah, pressed into it like if you fell in a giant loaf of bread.
Right.
You could get out of the loaf of bread, but it would, just be all over you.
Okay.
I don't know if that works.
Maybe not. That's my turn. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Hope, you're up.
All right, I'm coming in. Let's see. Let's do this. So he's firmly focused on Varel at the moment, walking toward him. Varel is larger now. And let me see how far away I am from him. All right, cool. So what I'll do is I'll run up to the cylinder in front of me between the angel and myself, and I'll do 2 shots at him, trying to deal damage this time.
Okay. Is shotgun shots?
Correct. So the first one, it looks like, is going to be an 18.
That's a hit.
Cool. And then the second one is going to be a 19, not natural.
Also a hit and a crit for you, I believe. You didn't roll 19. It is 19, sorry.
Correct. Yeah. So,
So
sad-
two hits with the
As
shotgun.
much as I'd love to take that double damage.
Okay.
So first one is 12 damage.
Okay.
Second one is 16 damage.
Okay, for a total of 28. Okay, 2 bullets sink into his flesh. They don't produce any explosive result. They sink in, streams of blood appear to slowly trickle from the hole that they enter into. He doesn't move, or he doesn't stop his pursuit of Varel in response to it. You get the impression it's almost like a mosquito biting the skin of some large creature and barely noticing.
Gotcha. I guess I'll just scream out, Grosjean, to see if that gets his attention.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Cool. That's my turn.
All right. Stanley, you're up next.
All right, I'm gonna move 30 feet closer to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say parlay, send diplomacy to hit him
Okay.
with a 18 plus 7 to hit.
18 plus 7. Okay. Yeah, it's hit.
That is 6 piercing damage from diplomacy.
Okay.
And then I will once again raise the megaphone and say, "We have fought all manners of creatures in the waste, but it's not every day you fight a man made out of entirely assholes." And vicious mockery.
Zing.
Okay. 19.
That saves.
Okay. No disadvantage or psychic damage this round.
Correct. That's my turn.
Okay. Varel, you're up. And you're large.
All right. I will stand tall and enlarged. And I will use my bonus action to give him the Eye of Grosjean to view for any weaknesses or just to see if that makes a sweet connection.
Very good. You examine it for some form of weakness. What you learn is that this thing is weak to the forces of corruption, hell, and the void. Necrotic damage would be effective against this target.
Don't worry, guys. I'll switch into Dian Talus and save us in a jiffy.
Aw. All right, but no Voldemort Harry Potter connection across the both wands break sort of business.
Sorry, you're looking for information? I thought the eye was ability just gave a weakness.
Yeah, no, it only gave. I was just wondering the
You're looking
connection
at-
of the
yeah.
two, if that had any influence over what happened. But I've succeeded in my bonus action, and
Yes.
I have received that information.
That's it. That's all you get. You know that there's something resembling its own form of divinity, and that it's weak to necrotic damage.
All right. Well, I will run over with my move action and engage it in melee, and give it 2 shield smacks to the best of my ability.
Okay, large lumbering Varel charges in the general direction as it approaches you, and you meet it in combat and assault it. What are the rolls?
You know what? I'm enlarged, and I think I'm gonna grapple him because he's looking my way, right?
Remember that your memories are eaten, and you have to reduce your attack rolls by a d4.
Exactly.
Alright.
So, since I'm enlarged, I get advantage on strength checks. So a grapple would be a strength check rather than a strength attack. So that's my thought.
You're going to grapple it?
Yeah, to avoid the D4.
Remember, that's grappling is one of your attacks, so you still have the option to attack afterwards.
Cool. Okay. Maybe I'll bite him on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
9 minus 3 is a 6 plus a 7, so 13.
Natural 20. You do not grapple him.
I'll give it another go.
As you attempt to grapple him and grab onto his arms, it's as if this is like a force of the universe greater than your own, and he just shrugs off the grapple completely. Grosjean is angered by this.
Thanks.
You try it again?
I'll try again.
All right.
14.
Okay. This time you win. And where do you hold on to the muscle angel?
Since I'm larger than him, I'd like to just sort of bully his body and press him downward, keeping him at a distance.
Gotcha. Okay. Like on sort of his head and shoulders with your big hand, just like holding him in place like a little brother.
Yeah, so my crushing 8 times my weight, hand upon his shoulder, thumb around his neck, and just kind of pushing him downward, trying to make sure he doesn't move anywhere, maintain where he is, and I will yell out the information I found. He is weak to the forces of death. We must kill a god.
Okay. And as you push him down, his feet sink into the ground and the tiles beneath crack, erupting in a million different pieces underneath him. All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's everything I got.
Okay. All right. It's now its turn, and it through the hand that you have on top of him, pushing him down to the ground so fiercely that the ground beneath him cracks. You can see his eye, and tears stream from his eye down his handsome face. And then his right hand comes up, grabs your pinky finger, or do you have a pinky?
Yeah, I got 5 fingers.
Yeah. Grabs your pinky finger and begins to pull. I need you to make a Constitution check, please.
You should fart.
Or Constitution contest. Just add your Constitution.
23.
All right. The pull is difficult. You think you can add your 1d4 to that and subtract? You have your eat memories. Does that apply here? I believe it might. I have to go get that.
It would be a
as well.
check.
Yeah. So I'll need you to add your eat your memories to it, possibly. I'm gonna double check. If you could make the roll in anticipation for me, that would be nice.
On it.
Yeah, ability check or attack roll. This will be an ability check, so I need you to remove your d4. Does enlarge confer any bonuses to ability checks, or is it just a damage?
Only strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay, so this is a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Or not? It's not a saving throw. Ability check. It's a contest between you and it.
So I got a 22.
Okay. The angel, held in place by your firm grapple, feet breaking the ground underneath, but somehow its body not being crushed, grabs a hold of your pinky finger, sinks its fingers deep into your flesh, penetrating scale, and rips off your finger,
Oh, jeez.
pulling it right off. Large finger falling to the ground. You suffer 15 points of damage.
Ouch.
And your finger, your enlarged finger, no longer under the effects of magic, reverts to its original size and falls to the ground, bouncing towards Stanley's feet.
Pick it up, Stanley. Put it on ice.
Frost blast my finger, Nash.
He then reaches for your thumb with his other hand and goes to rip that one off. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That'd be a 2 with minuses, so 9.
He rips off your thumb. You still have him grappled with your hand, but you're missing 2 fingers now.
Feel like we should have taken the other holiday.
It is now Nash's turn.
All right. I would like to aim Have we had any real threat from those wings, really? They're just there. Like, he hasn't really done anything
They're
with them.
there, outstretched. They're beautiful and majestic. It's truly a sight to behold.
Okay.
They're fully extended at this time.
I would like to take aim at one of those wings, the one away from Varel, and fire a. Let me see what's going to be best. Actually, I'm gonna do. I'd like to acid splash that shit because I like the range on it. And so.
Okay, you want to acid splash the muscle angel?
Yeah, but I want to. Is there a way to target the wing? I mean, I know it's not a separate entity, so you tell me that. If I'm just,
you can target the wing if you like.
Because if there's no zone, if there's no what was it called in Fallout, whatever it was, CPAC.
There's no targeted hitting per se, but if you'd like to try and melt its wings, you can. However, it has a lot of wings, so your acid splash being more of a lower level spell.
Yeah.
If you want to fully invalidate its wings, it's going to take something more powerful. It'd probably take you several rounds of acid splash to fully cover the wings. Does it have a volume on acid splash?
I mean, no.
Let's see here.
Just
acid splash.
60-foot range.
It's a bubble of acid, so maybe like a fistful, like a snowball size of acid.
Yeah.
And he's got a wingspan covering 30 feet. So
yeah, may not do much.
It's going to take a lot of acid to impair his flight, essentially, with this level of spell.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to try to sleep him at level 1. 90-foot range.
He's already taken 50 points of damage. You can't roll that amount, so I'm going to tell you your instinct says it's not a good idea.
To sleep him?
Also, you look around the table and all your friends are going.
Why not sleep him? Why is that bad?
It's because you have to roll a certain amount of hit points. And
right. Oh,
when
right.
you're facing particularly tough creatures, which I think at this point everyone's thinking it's a tough creature, sleep is basically ineffective unless you know they're really close to death, at which point you might as well kill them. Sleep's really effective versus humanoid creatures with low health pools.
All right, that's good to know.
Depending on how much. I'm just giving you more of a friendly nudge that this is a 4-on-1 and the one doing pretty good right now.
Yeah. I just don't have a lot of really great stuff to do that. All right, let's do All right, I'm firebolting. That's it. Firebolt. If I catch some feathers on fire, that's awesome. That'd be great. But if not, that's okay too.
Sure.
So what? Dex. I forget what the saving throw is on that.
Firebolt is an attack roll.
Oh right. Here you go. You ready?
Yeah. +7, I think you add to the roll.
Right. So that is 17. 10 plus 7.
All right. It's a hit.
All right. Now I will do 2d10 damage to this poor, hideous creature.
Perfect.
13.
All right. You do 13 points of damage to it. And that's excellent. The firebolt flings out, whoosh, hits his wing, and burns several of the wings on the side. He doesn't react to the damage though. But there's a burn area on his right wing where feathers have been burned off. Excuse me.
You okay?
Gross. Yeah.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
Hope.
Okay, I think I have what we need. See, Hope noticed there was a little turn dial on the portal gun that can set it to neutralization mode. So she's gonna switch it to neutralization mode. And she's gonna see what happens.
Okay. Well, you Okay, you're gonna see what happens. I'm just reading here. I forgot about neutralization mode. So both triggers may be pulled to unleash continuous beam of void laser energy for necrotic damage. Requires both your hands and poses a -5 to attack rolls made with it. So go ahead and fire it out.
All right, will do. Here goes the first one. It's a natural 20.
Woo!
Oh,
So, I mean, we can -5,
Wait.
but it's a natty 20.
It's a natural 20. So you pull you change it to neutralization mode, little dial on there, and you change it over, and then you pull both triggers in a beam of black energy, which I think I'm going to represent with a token here. So let's see if I have a beam, so we can figure this part out. All right. Well, this isn't black, but we're gonna use it anyways. Let's see here. So I'm gonna angle it this way. So that's where you gotta kind of. I'm gonna mark it as is drawing. So wait a second. Sorry, folks. We're just getting this void laser beam out there. Laser is drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna center it on you, and you have to aim it at this guy, right? Yeah. Okay, this isn't as awesome as I thought it might be. It's got to hit the center of your square, basically. So I think there you go. Okay. All right, you fire out a beam of necrotic energy after pulling both triggers. Sort of like these little like particles just sort of appear near the two little teeth that are at the tip of the gun that goes and just a boom. Actually, it doesn't describe the color, so it's a red beam of energy. I don't think I specified the color, so we're gonna unless you want to decide what color it is. Hope.
No, I mean red, maybe specks of black to
Okay.
indicate the necrotic.
It looks
Perfect.
badass.
There's a laser made of void energy firing from the gun. Boom. You're able to also fire it continuously. However, as you fire it out, it fires into the angel, seemingly piercing into it and through it, and also piercing into Varel and through Varel. Now, I need you to roll 6d8 points of damage. I believe the damage roll on that is 68 plus, I think let's just +4, but I'm pretty sure you're probably getting that from your dex. So 68 plus 4, please.
Okay, cool. 35.
And actually you need to roll 12d8, sorry.
Okay, cool. Let me add 6 more to that
It's a
then.
crit. Yeah.
So the second one with the +4 is 30.
So a total of 65 damage.
Yes.
All right. You deal, because it's vulnerable to necrotic damage, you deal 130 points of damage to the battle angel.
Whoa.
Nice.
And just a giant hole shoots through it. However, Varel's in the path of the laser and also doesn't take the vulnerable damage, but takes 65 points of necrotic damage as well.
Hope will yell out, "Sorry!"
How much HP does Varel have?
Oops.
It looks like he has with his temp HP to me about 58, but I think that might be updated. Is Kyle around? He may need to know about this.
Let me go get him really quick.
I want to hear the explanation.
Hey, first of all, I got some good news. I got some bad news.
Get it.
The good news is there's a hole in the angel. The bad news is there's a hole in you too.
The fact that he wasn't here to know that it had happened. Oh my
By the way,
gosh.
Hope's setting a new record for most damage dealt in a single turn.
Yeah, that's pretty darn
I
good.
think.
All right, Kyle is here now. I told him he took a lot of damage, but
So, Vorel, as you hold this thing into place, kind of ignoring the fact that you've lost your fingers because you're in battle rage mode. Hope sort of plays around with her gun a little bit, and she notices a dial on it and flicks it, and then she holds it up to the muscle angel from behind him and fires, and a large laser light of red-black energy as these particles sort of form on the tip of the two teeth of the gun. When she fires out like a Ghostbusters like just solid beam of necrotic energy, it lands instantly into the back of the angel, pierces him, penetrating right through him, and then penetrating right through you as your body just as a big hole in your body begins to appear. And you take now the muscle angel takes 130 points of damage because he's vulnerable to the necrotic damage, but you take the 65. She rolled a crit as well, and this turned out to be 65 points of damage to you.
All right.
So
I am
where does that put you?
down.
You are down, and rolling death savings. It's not. You're not so deep in the negatives that it hits your max HP level, I think, right?
No, I would be at negative. How much did you say? 65?
65 total.
So I'd be at negative 40.
Okay, and your upper limit's like 87 or something like that? Pretty close.
My total health is
93.
93.
Okay, so if you hit that 93, you instantly die.
Let me check if I get another go of Grosjean. I think I only get it once per day, and that was today still.
Yeah, you used it today. Once per long rest, perhaps?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, once per long rest. Correct.
All right, so no Grosjean. You drop to the ground, unconscious, rolling death saves on your next turn. Anything else you'd like to accomplish today, Hope?
That sounded rude.
I know.
It sounded rude. I know he didn't mean it.
Well, I do have another attack, don't I?
You do. You can keep shooting the laser if you wish. It's continuous.
Okay, cool. So question for you then: if I keep shooting it, but Varel is down, does he take damage?
They're both. So he falls down. So no, he's not in the path of it. The muscle angel, however, has not fallen down. He's standing there with the hole in him.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna keep firing then.
Okay, then make another attack roll, please.
Okay.
Actually, you don't need to make an attack roll. You're still aiming it in the exact same direction. Just roll some more necrotic damage for me.
Sounds good. So this one with the 68 plus 4 is gonna be 38 damage.
Okay, so doubling that is.
Oh yeah,
68,
68.
76, 70. Wait, you said 38 damage?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 38 with the plus 4. So yeah,
So I
70.
believe that's 76. In addition to the 130, puts that at. Okay. The hole in it, you continue firing in it, and the hole in it reaches across the entirety of his upper torso and splits it in half. And the top half of its body hits the ground. And the legs remain standing in place. The interesting thing, so I got to find some legs now.
That's pretty interesting, but yeah.
That's not the interesting part. I found an awesome picture. All right. Let's see if this works. Does that work? Hang on. Come on. Let me add that.
Another weird JPEG.
Basically, but it's not working. That won't let me pull it in. God, where do I find a picture of legs? Where on the internet would one find a picture of that?
Who knows? Could be
Oh,
anywhere.
there we go. Maybe that'll work. No. It's not letting me pull these pictures into the thing. I don't know why.
Layer? Is it the right layer?
Yeah, I'm on the objects and tokens layer, but they just don't seem to be appearing. Okay. Well, there's this. Oh no, I don't have. See, I can't add anything I didn't purchase, but it does search the internet. But I'm like, it's just from bicycling.com. It's these massively pumped up legs. I was looking forward to just having them on the map, but I guess that's not going to be a thing.
Dang it.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Even though these aren't legs, I'm changing this to legs. Okay, so you can see the nameplate's updated to legs.
Yep.
And then I do have this, so I'll just reveal it now.
It's a great nickname. Hi, I'm Legs.
What?
And then the top half of his body falls to the ground with the wings still attached, on fire somewhat from Nash. But you notice that at the top of his legs, there's blood pouring from it. But the bones and spinal cord are made of a shiny black metal. And where his body is ripped in half and the top half of his body is, there's metal spinal cord and metal pieces of bone. Sort of extruded from the bottom, from the top half of his body. And it looks up at you, Hope, in rage and begins crawling towards you.
Need to crush him in a hydraulic press.
Yeah.
Stanley, it's your turn.
Does he stop motion?
All right, I'm going to go running over to Varel. Okay, so you said the pinky finger fell by me. Where did the thumb go?
The thumb is near where Varel is. It sort of fell somewhere. You can't see it from where you are.
All right, I'm gonna run over to him. Do I see the thumb?
Yeah, the thumb is sort of behind him, behind the ramp, near that set of servers next to the flush wall.
Okay, I'll move over there. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway because I feel like Varel needs a thumb. I'm going to take the thumb. Oh, but he's big and the thumb's little, right?
Yep.
Well, what are you gonna do? This isn't gonna work. I'll ignore the thumb. I'm gonna touch Varel, and I'm going to touch the mantle and cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level.
Do you have cold magic? Does anyone have cold magic to cryogenically freeze the appendages?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, I have no cold magic.
I do. I can freeze his little thing, but I can't do it out of turn. So,
just curious. Okay, so you want to cast Cure Wounds on?
Yeah, 2nd level. It's going to be a total of 16 hit points restored to Varel.
Okay. So he's a negative hit point land.
Wait. Hang on, though.
Yeah.
Is the Eye of Grosjean, which makes me resistant to range attacks, in function here?
It would count as a ranged attack. Yes.
And the total damage was 65, correct?
That's right.
So I would only have been at -5 in that case.
But also, negatives don't matter. It only matters if your negative exceeds your total hit point count. If it doesn't, you're just considered, you get 16 hit points. So it's not a race to get back to 0. You now have 16 hit points.
Yeah, I might be mixing up my additions then.
Yeah, that's how it used to work. I think in 4th. I think it was.
Okay. That's fine. We'll give him the full benefit of the hit points, and we won't have to do that. And we'll look it up later. I'm pretty sure John's right, though. It sounds right. I just forgot.
16 hit points, Varel.
16 bacon.
You back in the fight.
All right. You regain consciousness, but notice a portion of your torso's open and missing. The Cure Wounds begins closing it, but there's sort of a awkward piece of your chest missing.
And then I guess we'll send diplomacy to try and stab the crawling Terminator robot.
Oh. All right, it's still floating around there. Which one, the legs or the torso?
The torso seems worse, but I guess in my head I would assume the legs are done, even though probably not going to prove to be true. But in my head, I would think that the torso's the part that's a threat.
Yeah, what are the legs gonna do? They can't walk away, or if they did, where'd they go? They don't have eyes. They'd just be.
That's a 23 to hit.
Okay, you hit the torso as it claws its way towards, stabbing it in the back. What's the damage?
For an astounding 6 points of piercing damage.
Don't have performance anxiety because Hope I did a lot of damage, guys. Just FYI.
It was 6 whole points of damage.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That wouldn't even get through my temporary hit points. No, that's it.
Pharrell, you're up.
I'm up. All right.
I guess he remains large. He's still enlarged, so okay.
Yeah, because that has to do with Nash's consciousness.
Nash is still hanging on.
All right, I will. But I'll just start smashing the thing in front of me.
The legs?
Wait, are the legs?
I've labeled them legs, even though it looks like a torso, because I can't add legs for some reason to the map.
You can only do the Terminator head.
I found muscly legs, but I can't add them.
Are the legs doing things? Are they kicking me?
They're still, you know, when you put them in a position where you're pinning them down, they're still in that position, flexed, exactly where it was as you were holding it. They're not moving.
Okay, I will trust that the legs won't opportunity kick me.
Okay.
I will move around them to engage the body as it crawls.
Okay. So you're behind it.
So it's crawling on
towards
the
home.
ground, right? Like chest down.
It's crawling on the ground.
Awesome. I would like to body slam it into the ground.
So you're gonna jump on top of it with like a elbow, like that?
Actually, no. I'm enlarged, so I weigh 8 times my own weight. How about I just jump on top? I run up this little ramp right here,
Okay.
and then make a jump attack and just, feet out, dive bombing with feet on my back.
Acrobatics check, please.
I'm not trying to do a flip or anything, but
It's not going to be an insane DC. I know you're not doing anything fancy.
5.
You go to stomp on it, and in spite of having strong intention, your aim is clumsy, and you land with both feet on either side of him and don't hit him.
Is that one of my attacks?
Well, it was an attack. It was a thing you were doing, an alternative to an attack.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's your action.
We haven't had a short rest either, have we?
No.
No, we have not.
Okay, so I have no hungry jaws. Let me
You did
do
pick up some interesting items last week.
Oh, you know what? Oh,
You feeling thirsty?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was just thinking. Let me see if that's a bonus action to drink. Drink.
You can quaff a potion as a free action if that's the only. You can interact with one object. So, flicking the lid off and pouring it back can be a free action.
All right, I will down the monster mender.
You done the monster mender. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Monster mender. Specifically, it would seem designed for lizard folk. All right, and do you see what it says on the tooltip?
It says I regain 8d4 plus 8 hit points.
Then do it. The potion's red liquid glimmers when agitated. It is intended for dragonborn and lizard folk. Other races that use it must make a Constitution 18 saving throw or become poisoned for 12 hours, or until a long rest. Creatures under the effects of Blue Bull are or become immune to the poison effect.
All right. I have gained 25 hit points.
All right, and as you drink
replaced
back
by a soda.
as you drink back the monster mender, it's just like a glass sort of can. You just kind of just chug it all back in one quick swig, and your chest reconstructs itself.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
you gained your 25 hit points.
Awesome. I will ignite my shield and be ready to make an attack of opportunity if it leaves my area.
Okay. You drop the can. You toss the can in any stylish way after pounding it back.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. And you light your shield, and that's your turn. All right. So, Lithanthius is crawling underneath your legs. Seems somewhat situationally aware by the fact of the shadow sort of over top. Looks, goes, and spreads out his wings, and the torso takes off into the air. provoking an opportunity attack for you if you wish to take it.
I do wish. I wish nothing more. It's a 1.
Right. So you go to make a swing to it, but it flies into the air. As a result, instead of hitting it, you punch the terminal that guarded his prison and smash it into smithereens. It just explodes. Entire terminal. So then the upper torso of the muscle angel, showing robotic cybernetic pieces from its bottom half, flies up into the air, calls its black sword to its hand. He catches it, both hands up in the air and down, aiming towards Hope's forehead. Uh, 21.
Versus my AC?
Yeah, that's a hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you take 37 points of damage. Are we're not dead yet, right? No.
Correct.
we're
I'm
good.
still going, yeah.
All right, so the sword slices in front of your face, doesn't connect in order to impale you, but cuts all the way down your face, chest, and a large gash, and everyone hears whoosh, and smells burning flesh. And then the sides, and this is necrotic damage in case it matters. The necrotic damage you take makes these little, like, veiny little crags all around where the cut is, and you can feel the skin tighten and dry and fleck off as the sword swings into you. He makes the swing, whoosh, and then goes and flies past you.
Oh, badass.
You have an opportunity for an attack if you wish.
Cool, because I've got a reaction I can do here. Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Sweet. So this is going to be Dex 14, it says. Yes. I don't use it very often, so.
Okay, let's see. It's a spell, right?
Yeah, he would have to roll a 14 Dex save.
It takes a 14 dex save. Oops, sorry, I rolled a 1. So yeah, he takes the
Yeah.
he fails.
Yes!
Hulk
All right.
kills Terminators.
Oh
Bottom
my
line.
goodness. Right? I hope so. Okay, so he's going to be hit with Hellish Flames, which he should be weak to. Let me roll my damage here. Looks like it's 8 damage, but if we double it, 16.
Okay, perfect. So as it strikes you and moves past, energy swirls around your body, turns into flames, and fires out at it, attacking it with extreme heat and intensity. And it burns the skin from the front half of his body off as it flies by, and you see a metal face and metal bones. As the skin drips away, all the metal's covered in blood. But the one thing you do notice is that its eyes are still intact, and tears now stream down its handsome metal face as he flies past.
Dude, this guy's crazy.
All right. Stanley, it's your turn.
Did Nash get
I
skipped?
think I got skipped.
You
feel
got
like-
skipped. You definitely got skipped. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I was thinking, like, yeah, what's Nash going to do in his next turn?
I know what I want to do. I know exactly what I want to do. Where's the finger? Or the thumb? His appendages that he lost.
So Stanley found the pinky. The thumb. Did you pick it up, the thumb?
I picked up. I went
Yeah.
over by it, but then realized that he was big and the thumb was small, so I didn't do anything with it.
All right,
But
it's
the
by
thumb
Stanley's
was
feet.
here, and the pinky was.
You have the pinky, though, right?
No, I didn't pick it up. It's still on the floor over by where I was over here.
Okay. Let me mark these things then. Sorry.
So nobody's got either appendage. I'd have to go pick up
That's
right.
both. Okay.
They're just on the ground.
Trying to think what he's
Fingers
going to...
doesn't produce any results for tile.
They don't have severed digits in there? It's too bad.
I don't know.
Oh, my. Nice. Nice. I like
There
it.
you go.
All right, I'm gonna run over
All right,
and
continue
grab.
on while I do this.
I'm gonna run over and grab. I'll just start here because whatever. I'll grab the one that's by Stanley. And I'm gonna. Let me ask you if I can do this all in one turn, and you can say no.
Okay. How much movement do you have?
I add whatever my movement was. What did I do here?
And how much did that cost you moving there? You need to keep track of these things.
I know. Hold on.
I have all my movement.
Hold on.
All of it.
That would be.
You got to count them in squares, not distance like that,
No,
because
I
you're not
know.
going to have a straight path there.
So one. Whoops.
So just you have 6 squares of movement, basically.
One. Well, unless I dash, but if I dash, I'm going to lose. I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to lose
an
my other
action.
action. Gosh dang it.
Now you can pick up one of these things as a free action. You can interact with one object for free on your turn.
So I can move
Could make
6.
it probably
One,
to the
two,
pinky.
three, four,
Probably
five.
get that.
All right, so that's 5. 5
Yeah.
spaces. I'm going to pick up that pinky. Is it a pinky?
All right. Yeah, it's Pharrell's pinky.
Okay. I'm going to pick up Pharrell's pinky. What I would like to do, if you'll allow me, is I would like to Ray of Frost it to freeze it,
Okay.
and then I want to
Okay, let's-
I want to tuck it in my penis hole, my open penis hole.
No.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
because I just have a gaping thing there, and I'm wearing the
It was I was
Oh.
defiled.
that
That would
explanation
warm it
makes
up.
But I'm Aaron. No. Remember, I'm wearing that underwear. That underwear will keep it as cool as anything we have.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
but
I'll
doesn't even
freeze
put it
it.
in the hole. You
Yeah.
can just put it in the underwear.
Well, okay. I just don't want it to fall out. But I got that big gashy
You know
hole.
what? It's not his turn. We can't backseat turn him. Let him do what
Yeah,
he
everyone.
wants.
Yeah, let me just stick it in my hole. All right, so I'm gonna pick it up, freeze it.
All right.
And then I'm gonna
All right. You cast Ray of Frost in it, but you cast it in such a way as to not do damage with it,
right.
and you freeze it to it's got little icicles dangling off of it, and it's perfectly frozen.
Yep. And then I'm gonna
With your hand, you just go.
just kind of a little shh with my finger, and then I'm gonna
All
take it and then tuck it into for safekeeping into the undies, and just
Okay, I'm gonna let you use the economy of a bonus action to tuck in such a way.
Okay.
That's all you've got for your turn.
all right. That's it. I'm good.
All right, perfect. Then you do that. You run over to it, Ray of Frost it to freeze it, snap open your underwear,
Yeah.
and Stanley watches as you sort of out your body, like you spread your legs a little bit and tuck it up there.
Yeah. Yep.
He
That's
can't
it.
see you doing it because you have the underwear. Thank the heavens.
Yeah.
but he can-
Well, I'll explain
he
later
knows
when
what you-
everyone will think I'm a hero when they find out I saved 2 of his freaking appendages.
Nope. I'm
You've
pretty sure.
you've only saved one. Let's not take credit for the things you
Yeah,
have.
that's true. I just know what I want to do.
A hero.
And that brings us to Hope's turn.
All right. Well, Hope's gonna aim and fire again at that fucker. Let's do this.
Whoa!
Oh no, that's not a good one. It was a 4, but -5, so that's good.
Oh, you fired the void ray again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lift up the gun, fire it, and the laser light misses and shoots through a whole row of the containers, busting them open, and large mounds of soft flesh just sort of hit the ground. And as they hit the ground, like a wet, not a balloon, but like a wet, soggy, rotten watermelon, just sort of splooches into giant flesh puddles everywhere along with the water. A lot of water begins covering the ground now in those areas, and I will mark them out, but you may continue on with whatever it is you'd like to do.
Okay, I'll take my second attack then. 5.
Okay. You continue firing with the beam, not hitting the torso, the robotic torso with angel wings flying around, however, causing more destruction within the facility as you break more and more of those containers open.
Okay. So seeing that I've missed twice, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a container between myself and the angel and try and use that to block line of sight or line of attack.
So you're moving in a particular direction?
Yes, I'm going to move back a little bit and then get behind an unbroken container. So hopefully to give myself some sort of protection for the robot angel's next attack.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to eliminate the ones that you've annihilated. There. Perfect. Okay, that brings us to Stanley.
All right. I believe it's been enough turns to where diplomacy returns to my hand. But even if that's not the case, I'm not doing anything with it this turn anyway, so we'll just say that that is.
Mm-hmm.
I will move my 30 feet to there,
Okay.
and I will vicious mockery the robot again, and I'll say I don't know what I'll say. It's vicious mockery.
Okay.
Say,
It's vicious. I can tell
Fail.
it's vicious.
it's just vicious. It's just extremely vicious.
Yeah.
It's fail, and that has disadvantage. And takes
Okay,
one.
great. Let me roll the dice. I don't know what could be more vicious than what Nash just did to Varel. 6 psychic damage to old robot head.
Okay, it takes the 6 psychic damage. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That is all I can do with my turn.
All right. That brings us to Varel.
How high up in the air is he?
He's about body height, like where his torso would be if there weren't legs. So he's not high in the air.
Okay.
He's a bit lower than your eye level.
Could I... I've got the distance. Could I run over to him, grab him by the torso, and smack him into the ground with attack number 2? So attack number 1, a grapple. Attack number 2,
Yes.
slamming him down.
Yes.
Let's get lucky.
Yeah.
All right, to catch him out of the air, I am rolling with memories. Missing. A 16, a 14, a 21 to grapple.
Including memories lost.
Correct.
Pretty
And
good.
you're grappling him by the back on the wing. Where is the grapple going to connect?
Like just around the, with my big and large hand, just around the torso. If there's any like techno intestines, I grab those.
Ooh, like a robot spine.
Yeah.
You succeed in grabbing it by its robot spine.
Yeah.
All right, and then I want to take that momentum and slam him down into the ground.
All right, attack roll, please.
Yeah.
Minus your eaten memories.
Eating memories is a 3. We have a 15 to 12.
So you smash him with a 12.
The 12 is the attack versus the ground and him.
All right, you smash him, doing no damage, but you still maintain your grip on him as you take him and just go smash, and it smashes him. But it doesn't
Awesome.
cause any damage. All right, anything else I can do with your turn?
That is it. But I'll be
Okay.
shield ready for a reaction.
Okay. So it's now its turn, and it swirls in your hand, sort of rotating the spinal column so that it's facing you instead of facing away as you're bringing it back up. And it takes the blade that it has in its hand and twirls it to try and decapitate your wrist.
Oh man, Pharrell's just gonna be losing pieces all day.
No kidding.
How
All
many
right,
holes
I need
does
you
Nash
to, I need you
have?
to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Concentration.
Yeah.
A Constitution
Is
saving.
that for us or to make Pharrell feel better about
That's
what's about to happen?
Big ol' 1.
That's a 1.
That's a 1, baby.
Oh my!
Wow. It's a good couple rolls. Yowza.
All right, you take 23 points of necrotic damage, and your wrist is amputated.
Man.
As the
right.
blade just sears with electric energy, whooshoo, slicing your wrist from your face.
Am I light?
Or,
wait,
your wrist from your arm.
Oh, Am I lightsaber?
Boda's anatomy.
How much room do you think I have in my crotch?
It reverts to its normal size as it falls to the ground. Actually, it doesn't
Was
fall
it
to the
my
ground.
already-
It's still holding on in rage to the robotic spinal cord as it's freed from your grapple.
Was it my already injured hand?
I don't know. Which one did you grapple with?
I would have grabbed him with my good hand, naturally, the one with, all the fingers.
Originally, when you were pushing him down, you would have used your good hand, right? To do that?
Right. Well, my favorite hand. Yes.
Yeah, so that would have been the one that lost the fingers.
Right, and then this
You
would
could
have been my
still
other
use
hand.
3 to grab them, so
Yeah.
if that's what you did, that's what you did.
No,
So
no, that's silly. I wouldn't.
it's your bad hand. You've now lost your bad hand.
Okay. All right. Is it lightsabered? Am I bleeding or am I cauterized?
It's lightsabered and you're cauterized.
All right. Well, that's a plus.
Little bones protruding out of it.
Does he want to leave the square near me?
Yeah, it's still his turn, I suppose. No, looking relentless, he looks at you and is going to barrel down further on you on his next turn. Hope. Nope. Nash, that I keep skipping, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna walk up here and I'm gonna grab this thumb.
Nash, the whole hand's gone, man.
I know, but we're gonna save it. He can't be no hand Varel.
Okay.
Wait, are we table talking? Because we are in a facility for regenerating and making pieces. I think attacking is the correct
Right.
strategy.
Our damage dealer is worrying about tomorrow, and we may not live to see it.
Well, fair enough, but we can't have Varel one-handless, is what I'm saying. moving
Again,
forward.
that's a tomorrow problem that we need to live to see to worry about.
Remember, turns are 6 seconds in length, so the fingers will be there if you survive combat.
I mean, I'm Black Knighting this thing. I'm losing limbs, Monty Python style. We have a limited amount of time before I've got nothing left.
All right, I'm gonna get into range of him. I can see him, right, from here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it when people's hand parts are laying around. I don't. I want to pick him up and save
Just
him.
like a common thing you run into, Nash or Scott, either one of you.
I don't know what it is. There's something about it, right? I think you know what it was. It was pounded into me as a kid. If anyone ever lost a limb or a finger or something, you had to rush it in ice. And it never happened to me. I've never had it happen, but I've always thought about it. All right.
Well, remember, you're not playing Scott. You're playing Nash.
No, you're right about that. Okay.
If that helps. That helps.
No, it doesn't really. Let's do do another firebolt from this angle.
Okay.
I'm kind of out of other stuff. Oh yeah, that's plenty of range. And that will be this much to hit. Hold on one moment. Oh my gosh, nat 20 and a 7, so 27.
On a firebolt?
Yeah. To hit.
Why did you roll 2?
I didn't. I rolled a d20.
Oh, sorry. You said natural 20 and a 7.
Yeah.
Oh, you're adding 7.
Yeah,
for
because of my
27.
7, so 27.
It's an auto hit and double damage dice, so it's 4d10.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
20.
Wow.
Yeah, a 2, 9,
So you
4,
do
5,
40
and a whatever. So 20. Yeah.
It's a quality firebolt right there.
So it's doubled to 40, right? Because
No. I
you rolled 40? Oh, no, 40-10. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
40,
my bad.
10 equals 20 is what I got.
All right, describe how your firebolt kills this thing.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. It hits it, and I can. His eyes momentarily are even a little more red than before, and then they go, and they turn off. Is he still floating?
I mean, where does it hit on it, I guess, to start?
I don't know. His body.
Like, you're describing it dying, but I'm asking, like you're hitting it, where does it explode? You know,
Hitting it in the back of the head, the front of it, wherever he's looking at toward me. If he's not looking at me, wherever.
He's looking at Varel.
All right, the side of the head, then. The side or back of his head, yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Parts go flying.
Perfect.
Eyes go out, falls to the ground, done. Out of there. Let's get these fingers, damn it.
Perfect. So its head explodes into a million different pieces. The body limply falls to the ground, and a robotic voice calls out, "Father, forgive me." Ew. Hits the ground. The room descends into silence.
All right. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm hauling ass up here.
Did his sword disappear as he died?
The sword winked out of existence as he fell to the ground. and his eyes powered down, no longer streaming tears.
I will fall to my knees and nurse my messed up hands.
Okay.
I'm grabbing his thumb, I'm freezing it, and I'm shoving it in my cavernous X-penis space.
Okay. You now have a thumb and a pinky in the hole where your crotch is.
Yeah, the cavity. And then I'll rush down here and...
There's a wrist somewhere too that's not marked. A whole hand, I mean, a wrist and a hand.
Well, the wrist is down here with him, right? Because it was on the spine.
Yeah, it's right. It's on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You pick that up. Do you freeze it too?
Yes, I'll pick it up. I'll freeze it, and I will nestle it inside, next to next to his finger and his thumb, his pinky and his thumb.
Okay. So now your thermal underwear look like you have like a really big bulge in your crotch area.
Yep. Been a while.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to one of the tanks and see if there is any information on regeneration, healing, construction, anything like that. Just flipping through all the menus I can.
Okay. Make an investigation roll, please.
Is this minus my D4 as well?
It is.
Memory
Everything's
stuff.
minus a D4. Any ability check or attack roll is minus D4.
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. You flip through it, looking through the list. Most of the operations here seem to be related to neuroscience.
Okay.
So change in the subject's behavior in various ways and the sharing of knowledge. There isn't anything in the way of actual physical modifications to do in these fats.
Vorel, are you all right?
Who is this man's father? Why would he scream about him this whole time? Flesh wall! And I will stand up, holding my two stumps together, and start making my way towards the back, past the legs to this server thing in the back that might be of some importance, and yell at it. Are you the father? Why did this beast weep as he decapitated my hands?
Okay. You only lost one hand, right?
Yes.
I'm saying the finger. It's okay. I just want to make sure that you understand.
Well,
it's not both
I'm
hands.
missing. I've got 3 fingers left total.
I thought it was the same hand that lost the fingers.
No, I wouldn't go for a grab with only 3-fingered hand.
Oh,
That makes
okay.
sense.
So you have one
So,
hand
yeah.
with 3 fingers and one hand with
Yeah.
no hand. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, we can do
Nursing
that.
my withered stumps, I will berate this server in the back and inquire.
You'll yell at the server.
Yeah, it appears to be some sort of head to this thing, and why would you bring us here? What was the purpose of this crying beast? Do you desire? And I'll kick it.
Okay. And as you perform that action, I'd like to ask the party if they're willing to go on a little longer, as we're getting close to time. But I'm perfectly willing to play along if anyone has additional time.
Yeah, I can keep
like to
going
go
on this
forward.
end.
Yeah, I'm good.
You guys okay over there, baby? and everything?
About how long would you be okay with? 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, 30'd be good. I'm supposed to watch a movie with the kids later, but I can push it if I need to.
Okay. You guys good?
Yeah, we'll let Flynn decide. If Flynn,
All
we
right.
gotta go. Flynn, will let us-
Stanley, you're good.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Perfect. Okay. So you rolled your intimidation / performance. I think.
Yes, I will
intimidation.
intimidate the computer.
Okay.
7. Wait, hang on. I gotta roll my minus. 6.
That sucks. All right, you yell at the flesh wall. And you notice that the flesh that was around Lethenphius's tube has retracted back into the wall. And as you yell at it, the wall sort of shakes and begins to vibrate and move in and out. And then flesh begins to pool at your feet from the wall. You sort of take a step back at first, and it forms this circle. It stops and forms this circle. And layer by layer, like a 3D printer, it begins like sort of pushing these layers of flesh sort of up and into shapes, and begins constructing before you the simulacrum of a humanoid shape. The process takes about 30 seconds to complete. And eventually you have this very indistinct mannequin-like man shape sort of standing there. And two little pieces of tentacles come out of the cheek and begin chiseling a mouth and a nose, and then a spot for eyes, and then little like polyp style plants sort of poke out from the eye holes and then begin to 3D print eyes on the inside. Eventually it begins to move as if becoming comfortable in this form. And then it seems to see you in that way that, you know, people connect with eyes, and looks into yours. And a voice rings out, "Congratulations on your victory." It's very sort of gender neutral voice in a way too. It lacks complete characteristic in a way that I can't do, so it's difficult to imagine, but it does.
All my being, everything I am, my ally inside, screamed for me to destroy your son, yet I held back, and he did not. Why did you bring us here?
We did not bring you here. You came here.
You opened the passage. You aided us. You let us by.
This is correct. We did aid you.
Does the water not flow where there is least resistance?
Before we answer any more of your questions, we ask that you please identify who you are and why you are here.
I am Burrell Rasfim Kirik, Fang of the Lizards. I have come to free my people.
Your people are here. And you, the humanoid shaped thing, looks towards Stanley, who's second nearest. Your name and your purpose for being here.
My name is Stanley Billings. I'm here to save a little girl.
Your companions in the back who shy away. Who are they?
We're the backup.
Oh, but look at Nash.
We're the backup. We support them in these deeds.
And who do you represent?
My name is Hope, and I'm here to kill Dolopopio.
None of you have answered on behalf of whom, which authority you act on.
We act on our own. We are free individuals.
Then you are looters. Have you come to pilfer this location for its valuables?
I've come to take what was stolen from us.
There's nothing here which belongs to you.
No, but
Half
there are
elf.
things here that do not belong to you.
On the contrary, this facility, we are the guardians of this facility, which belongs to us. You've identified yourselves as trespassers. It is perhaps a mistake that we have decided to assist you.
So you have assisted us.
We were in council for quite a long time before coming to the decision that perhaps you were allies. But your responses to our question causes many of our members to be concerned.
I believe we are allies. We are chasing after mind flayers, illithids. They seek to activate some sort of device, pull our world into theirs. They are trying to use this girl to do it. We are here to prevent it. As I said, I'm here for a girl.
Looks at you and says, "Thank you for your response. Please ensure that your answers going forth are direct and fulsome so that we may draw reasonable conclusions from the information we're presented. Your actions can be construed as hostile, and it has caused us much consternation in council."
Our actions construed as hostile. You unscrewed a crazed, crying man. Conjure yourself a groin so I might kick it.
Do you have inspiration?
I do not.
You get some.
You do now.
For the words, "conjure yourself a groin so I might kick it." The greatest words ever uttered on the show.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Looks to you and pauses for a second, and this is a pretty featureless looking face, you know? So it doesn't really express or emote with its facial emotions. And then suddenly it says, "On behalf of our council, I apologize. It seems you do not understand what you're talking to, and we did not formally introduce ourselves. We are the Collected. Thousands of years ago, when this facility was fully operational, we were a unique entity within this structure designed to store the collected wisdom of men and women. Colloquially, we were referred to as a hive mind. We exist of a council of thousands. We have done our best to keep the dangers of this facility under control. It would seem that our objectives are allied, as there has been a recent incursion of illithid invaders. And while we have protections in place to keep the illithid from reaching our most sensitive of dangers, it does seem that they have managed to infiltrate the, and I have to find the, I call it again? 1 second. The Carl Jim Baker Engineering Center, where a device known as the transversal drive is housed. Unfortunately, we do not know what their plans are with it. However, we could use the assistance of boots on the ground to help resolve the situation. If you are not looters and are indeed here to secure the facility, we would appreciate your cooperation.
Sure, we'd be happy to, except for one thing. Thanks to having to fight your... the whatever it was that you just freed, we're exhausted. We're barely holding together. Varel's missing a hand and fingers. How are we supposed to aid you in this state?
I believe Vorel made a request of us to open this device as he sought to defeat it. This is a great assistance to us as we are devoting much of our resources maintaining its protections in place. Now that subject Lithanthius has been neutralized, we can devote more of our citizens to other projects that are of great concern to us. Thank you for your assistance.
Well, I'm so glad we were able to assist you, but again, if you're asking for our aid, how are we supposed to render that? We're barely holding together as it is.
Uh, Understood. Rest assured that there are dangers throughout the facility. However, the current status report is that all are locked down and accounted for. The Illithid invaders have not managed to breach the containment facility, so you are otherwise safe to rest and nurture yourselves back to health. You will likely need it before this problem is resolved.
And a little nap is not going to conjure my companion here a new hand. What does your collective wisdom propose we do to resolve that matter?
Throughout the hive mind, we do have experts in the medical fields. You may wish to search for, if it's quick enough, he is. You are lizard folk. Are you one of our models?
No.
Hmm. We've polled our experts on species and anatomy, and it would seem that they're in overall concurrence that you are, in fact, one of our models. That being the case, in one of the rooms on this very floor, you should find in the preparation bay for our assault teams some canisters of a red liquid that we colloquially call Monster Bender. Drinking some of this should be of relevant assistance to you.
I think I remember seeing that place. There seem to be other supplies in there that we might be able to utilize. Some that were locked up. Is that something you would be able to assist us with?
I see that Varel is wearing the equipment of one of our warriors already.
I'm talking specifically about locked boxes.
You require access codes?
Yes.
Very well. We can procure those for you.
And it would also be helpful to know where we're going. If we are going to get to this transversal drive, if you could point us in the right direction, that would
We
be
are
most
in
useful
session.
as well.
We are in session currently to develop a plan. Such things take time. When we have something to share with you about how to resolve the situation, we will let you know. I can tell you that we have access points all throughout the facility, and we should be able to facilitate your transport to a landing zone for you to begin your assault.
There was another who traveled with us for a time, actually crushed by you, I believe. Do you know where she is? Why was it that you felt the need to attack her?
The organism that you see before you was once but a mere collection of minds, stored partially inside computing systems. We've had to do a lot to survive since the disordering incident. Unfortunately, our form does not come equipped with many. It's very difficult for us to form modules of vision. The ones that I'm looking at you with now actually cannot see. We simply created them to make you feel comfortable. I do not have any visual information denoting her whereabouts. I can only we can only feel them. Unless there's a particular data feed on camera equipment that picks up this information, we can interpret that signal in order to form an idea of where they might be. But nothing, there are very few cameras currently operating. We've not met
Why
anyone
decide
matching
to
this.
crush her?
Crush? Did we crush someone?
You did. It seemed intentional. We were allowed to pass. She was smashed.
You have to understand that we are the collected. We are a collection of minds. To the outside viewer, we may appear as one entity, but inside is a turmoil of thousands. It's possible that a committee was created in order to decide what to do with that particular piece of the facility and done. I don't have any information for you about this, however. Likely, if it was hostile to us, we reacted in a way to defend ourselves.
Well,
She-
does it,
the
anybody else have a
looks,
question?
creature looks around and says, "No," suddenly. "Leave." "No, don't do that." Appears to be talking to someone that's not in the room with you.
Is everything all right?
Yes, everything is fine. We are experiencing a little difficulty with one of our member minds. Can that one who said he was the backup, can he step forward so that I can get a better sense of him?
I'll come over here next to the legs.
Okay. And a small tentacle forms out of the wall, reaches over, and there's this sort of flat surface and approaches near your face. And the humanoid says, "If you would kindly press your face into the flesh so that we can get an impression of your face, so that we may use it to identify an important piece of information."
This feels like a phishing scheme. What do you plan to do with my identity?
We have a member here, a member mind, who claims to know you.
That's interesting.
He says that your essence is one that he recognizes.
All right, but it's not pretty. And I'll lean forward and
Okay, you
Yep.
smush your face into the flesh.
Yep.
It smells like armpits. And
I'm going to make a
feet.
sound when I do it. Can I make a sound while I do it? I'm going to
You
go.
sure can.
I'm going to go like that.
Please refrain from making those vibrations. It interferes with our ability to interpret your face. Does the voice.
It's hard to breathe in here. I can't breathe.
Quiet, please. The sooner you stop making any sounds or faces, the quicker this process will be finished.
Oh, piece of shit.
Okay, then I'll hold still.
Okay. It snaps onto your face and then retracts away back into the wall. Shocking, if true. It says.
What is this?
Turns around and
Link
says-
bait on Twitter? All right, keep going.
Let him participate, it says. And then a second sort of pool forms into the ground and begins 3D printing a new flesh body in the same way as the first. But this shape is a little more distinguished by features. Almost seems like it's appearing in the shape of a mummy. Sort of simulated appearance of bandages.
Okay.
Has legs and body and somewhat of a cape form. And then a head. And as the eyes, the polyps move into the eye holes, only one eye gets formed, and the other one is just solid. And he goes, the voice is different and filled with characteristic. And he goes, "Guys! Holy shit! It's me! I'm Nash Magard of the Solar Mines," it says as it rings out. "You guys!"
What is this?
I know you're not going to trust this, Nash,
I
but it's
don't-
me.
This is horse shit.
I'm in here.
No.
We're in here.
No. Who? What do you mean we? What is this?
Well, not you, but me.
No, are you one of the other Magards I ran into? The future time barf ones, or no?
What?
Ah, shit. This is trickery. They're fooling us.
Look, yeah, you're right. How do you know about the time barf?
It's a long
We
story.
didn't meet each other yet.
No, I know. It's a long story. There were others, but they weren't 3D printed out of freaking shit mash. I don't know where you came from. I don't trust this at all.
Look, I don't know. You know about if you know about the time barf, then you must know about the egg of Fengar.
Kinda.
I'm looking for it. Did you met other Nashes that traveled through the time barf to find the egg of Fengar at the lizard folk place?
Yes.
The people that sounded distinctly like Game of Thrones characters but weren't, and it was really bothering you the whole time.
It really did. But who are you? How do you know any of this? You're not even real. You're just.
Well, I'm you, but I think I'm future you. But I came back into time to this place because I thought the egg of Fengar was here.
We don't have it with us. Or do we? I don't know,
Well,
actually.
I mean, a lot of times gone by, I think I met these guys, this flesh wall. I hit it with my staff. It broke it, and I got pissed, and I was alone. I didn't have... You've got your friends here, but let me tell you, when those friends are gone, you're going to miss them a lot and do something stupid. And end up in a flesh wall like I did. Because they said it's great. They said they were a hive mind. And I said, that sounds great in there. They must all know all kinds of things. And they assimilated me. Don't assimilate them. They won't let me back into their hive mind.
Well,
I'm in the flesh wall, but I'm not allowed in the hive mind.
What?
Yep, that sounds like the right collective decision.
And when I asked them if I could go back to being in a body, they said they didn't know how to do it yet. They're working on it. But the freaking council here, they could take forever deciding to do anything. Oh, they're so smart. But I don't trust this council.
I'll look around at my friends.
The body looks towards Uvarel and says, "You see what we have to put up with him in here."
I see.
It's not me. I'm out here with you. This is some kind of trick. I don't know how he knows all those things.
Should you tell yourself about the leg?
The leg. What?
That you were confused in the end. It was the leg of Fengar that you desired.
Oh, right. I'm a little rusty on that.
This is how time travel incidents happen.
No, you don't gotta worry about that. I was told time travel doesn't work that way.
So what are we supposed to do? I don't have the egg. I can't do any. I can't give you that.
Well, look. I don't know what to tell you about the leg. We're back in time, right?
Yeah.
That means
you are.
The thing that happened in my future hasn't yet happened in your time.
No.
So
What
I'm
happened-
stuck in here, I think, forever. I don't think I'm ever getting out.
Wait, what happened in your future is my... Wait. Your past is my future, because I don't know about any of this shit about the wall. None of it.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen to you in like a day's time.
Oh, shit.
It's bad. But I was told not to tell you. But I've been sitting in this damn flesh wall for like 800 years.
Well, why are they allowing you to be here and talk to me then, if they don't allow it?
Well, once I heard at council, they were talking that the description of the four mortal creatures that they were examining, one of them sounded a lot like me. And even someone said that.
So, I still don't understand why they're allowing you to talk to me this way.
They're watching to see what your responses are to me.
What? Okay, here's my response. Don't have the egg.
They don't believe in time travel.
And I'm not going to end up in this wall, so I'll change time. I'm not going in there.
Look, I'm not supposed to tell you about your future, but I kind of don't give a shit because I've been in here so long. I'm just gonna do it just because I want a better future for you and your friends.
Okay.
My friends, they all died. It was only you left, Nash.
Uh-huh.
The whole planet exploded. Your friends, maybe they're not them, because maybe things will be different this time. But you remember you made that deal with TWBD?
Yeah.
Well, after, we fought off the evil, vanquished Dolopopio, vanquished Saranthalas, that gross lady. It's not like me to actually know everything's names. It's kind of weird that I just thought of those two. But we defeated them all. We went to their realm and wiped them out. And finally the threat was gone. But the transversal drive remained. And Syrah was stuck in it. And we couldn't get her out. But then Quizquaz came. And he made a new deal. He said, the power of the transversal drive is such that we could destroy the entire planet. And at first everyone balked, but his words were cool and smooth. Convinced me. It convinced everyone. He said, if you could destroy the whole planet, you could also destroy the principal, thereby freeing you, fulfilling your contract with him. And at first everyone said, no, we can't do that. Especially Varel, who hasn't made a deal with them. You know what happened, Junior? Hope and Stanley plotted against the rest of us. They killed Varel.
That doesn't sound right. That
I
doesn't
tried to
sound
fight
right.
them.
I don't
No,
believe...
you gotta listen to this. You
right.
can't trust them.
All right.
Then Nash, you tried to step in and help, but all you've got is that damn firebolt, and it misses all the damn time. And I rolled really low on my initiative. They were faster than me. And they beat me down and made me unconscious. They're too scared to kill me because they didn't know what was going to happen with my dragon metal heart.
Hold
and
on.
then with that,
is this in
Quizquaz teleported. They set the world to blow up.
And this is tomorrow?
This is tomorrow. Or maybe the day after. 1 or 2 days. It depends on how fast you go. This is my version of time, not yours.
Yeah, clearly.
But here's what happened.
Mm.
Here's what happened. They decided it was worth it, and they blew up the planet. And Quizquaz whisked us, except for Rel, because he was already dead, to safety. And when I came to, I couldn't stand it. I was so mad. And I've been on a journey ever since to try and find out how to reverse this. And then I found, as I wandered the cosmos, this giant winged creature. He's not a dragon. I called him a dragon, but he said he wasn't a dragon. I don't know what he is. But he had the power to send me through time, to grant my wish. And I came back, and I got stuck in this wall.
And you've been in this wall for 800 years?
Listen, Hope and Stanley are good people. But they don't... They want to free their souls from the grasp of TWBD. The power of it is too much. They will become weak when Quizquaz uses his smooth words to convince them.
They're standing right here. They can hear you.
The transversal drive will blow up the planet. And you'll be the ones to do it. Maybe. This is a different timeline, so maybe you could change it.
Well, first of all, I guarantee it's not tomorrow. Second of all...
It's tomorrow. They're gonna carry you through their skin tubes. If you want them to.
Who? The wall people?
The other figure says, yes, that's true. We have a method to propel you through our flesh wall to a landing site to begin the assault. Nash's proclamations have concerned us, but we dismiss them as the ravings of a madman. However, your presence here seems to confirm that indeed it's true. Perhaps time travel does exist. And this is immensely fascinating. Please continue to talk with your other self. Okay, weirdo.
Look, I got a hand, a pinky, and a thumb up my ass, and I'm trying to figure out what to do to save somebody else, save Varel's arm. And you're telling me
Whoa, Varel got his arm cut off.
Yeah, different timeline, I guess.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, you would remember. It was gnarly. But
Well, did you freeze it?
yeah, it's in my cavity.
Oh, that's what I would have done too.
Yeah,
We're definitely the same.
Yeah, but that's my point. If it didn't happen in your timeline, why is any of this going to happen? I don't believe any of this. I'm not even sure you are. They just scanned my face. That means they just made a version of me, and now I'm arguing with this version they made of me. I don't trust this device thing, this goop machine I put my head in.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I don't think I trust me either.
Well, then what are we doing?
I really lost something of myself when I became nothing but, electricity snapping back and forth between synapses and this weird, strange, clustery hive mind flesh thing. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 800 years. That's not natural.
I don't think this is real. Stanley, I think this is just, they sucked my face and made a version of me.
Stanley's gonna walk over to Nash, and hearing the words of future Fleshwall Nash, I'm gonna put an arm on Nash's shoulder and I'm gonna say, "This is a troubling possibility, Nash, for sure. But I offer you one piece of solace. I know that this will not be our future, because there is no reality, no world that ever would be, could be, or will be, where I would leave you unconscious and not finish the job."
Inspiration.
Well, that's my whole point. That's why I don't think this is real. None of this adds up. Like, you wouldn't have left me. Yeah, exactly. And I also don't think either of you would do this. But even if you did, why would you leave me around? That's actually a really good point, Stanley. I'm both offended and relieved to hear that out of you. So I'm going to say this. I don't think this is real, Fleshwall. Try again.
You don't understand, Stanley. There was no way to save Syrah. You can't pull her out of the beam. The reason that you decided to blow up the planet is because you want her to live. If you save the planet, you can't save Syrah. I know this is full of spoilers. Maybe, is that okay? I think you need to know this for tactics, though.
There's no way to prevent this. To save her.
I mean, no. Well, except, Quizzical has explained it better. But basically, you won't be able to save her.
But is this all just because we make a deal with Quizquaz that's not the same deal, so we just don't make a deal with them and everything's fine?
Here's the deal, Junior. At first, it seems like a shitty deal, because it's just trading your souls in for the souls of the entire planet. But then he keeps sweetening the deal. He says he'll transport you off-world to a safe haven to live out the rest of your lives in glory. And then he says he can save Syrah on top of it. And then he says to Hope that he'll bring her father back and spare her mother from a eternity of torment where he has a prisoner. He showed me that. She told us that after. She didn't tell you guys now, probably, because that's her big secret. Well, I'm sharing it now.
Hope's gonna look very serious.
She tries to justify it by saying this stuff. The desire for your own personal, whatever you call it, is just going to be too strong. You got to resist it or find a better solution.
Then we will find a better solution.
Yeah, it didn't really work out in my timeline.
Well, so give us a hint. Tell us where you went totally wrong, and we'll try to avoid your mistake, if you're even freaking real.
We should have let the planet blow up and died along with it.
Well, I can do that.
That's what you believe the better solution is.
I mean, sorry. Wait, no. I said that wrong. I mean, what do I mean? No, I'm kidding.
This is the most accurate portrayal of 800-year-old, or wandering the cosmos.
I remember now what it was. It's that we can shut off the transversal drive, but we have to do it from within, meaning that someone has to stay inside of it. That would mean one of us would have to die, sacrificing ourselves to save the planet.
That's the only way?
It's the only way. Nobody wanted to do it.
Well, if you ask me, you got the raw end of the deal. You should have done it. Because what's good with 800 years wandering, with nothing, you never got to see your kid.
I thought that I'd be okay with killing myself, but when it actually came time to do it, I realized I haven't seen all the Star Wars films yet, and I needed to see the next one. And I asked if there was a way I could wait, and I just got stuck in indecision.
Well, that, and we have a kid waiting for us, as you may
Yes,
recall.
that too. I give myself inspiration.
Continues to be the most accurate representation of Nash.
I forgot about Angela Ashley. I haven't seen her in 800 years. I think that was in there too.
Yeah, that's
Probably should
kind
have
of.
said goodbye to her before I left.
I never saw if I got a son or a daughter, if it looked like a plant or not. I never knew. I never knew that.
Well, I'm gonna know, and we're gonna not do this mess. And I kind of blame you for this because you're the only one that can speak for it.
I mean, didn't you meet other Nashes? You said
Yeah, they were dicks too.
they all. If they came back in time, it's because
They were dicks.
the world blew up too in
Hold
their
on.
timeline.
Wait a minute. Other Nash. Wall Nash.
Yeah.
Wall Nash.
I get that you're giving us a lot of information here, and it's appreciated, I guess, but the one thing I continue to not understand is what is the reason you need an egg or a leg or whatever the hell it is you're looking for? How
Well,
is that ultimately the solution to the problem?
The Not Dragon Dragon gave me a list of reagents to collect throughout the cosmos in order to be able to gain access to magic that could alter the very fabric of the universe. To make any wish possible. I mean, it's not just the egg. I needed some other stuff, but I mean, I don't remember. I didn't even get the first item.
Well, that sounds right.
I think maybe I needed to get a chicken wishbone at some point. But it was a spell. It was a spell of wishing, I think. I wanted to learn the secrets of this. And I
look,
would wish everything to be undone.
If you know what the collective mind is all about, is there a way to fix Pharrell's arm and hand or not? Is that a futile?
Yeah, drink the red juice. You should drink it too.
Wait, why? What'll it do for me?
The humanoid looks to you and says, "The monster mender will reconstruct Varel's physical form. It won't do such things for the rest of you, but its healing properties will have an effect on anyone. It may be that a non-lizard folk becomes poisoned for a period of time, but otherwise it should do the trick. The poison will clear after a long rest."
Well, that's the plan on what we're going to do anyway. Might as well. No harm in that for any of you, though the giant no elves sign on the side makes me hesitant to do such a thing.
Oh yeah, you want to explain that? Is Stanley gonna die if he drinks it? Because he's at least half of.
We are unaware of the status of civilization on Earth at this point. However, if you do not recognize a warning label, which was standard on products of concern, then it must mean civilization is not in a good state right now.
I get the idea of a warning label. Thank you very much. I understand perhaps elves shouldn't drink it. Me being half elf raises questions, and what the exact penalties would be to consume it would be the secondary follow-up question.
The monster mender will poison you for 12 hours or until you've taken a long rest. You can clear up the poison by ingesting blue bull, but use caution when consuming blue bull. Too much blue bull will induce psychosis.
Well, that also had a no elves sign on it, so I will just abstain from both. However, we should get Vorel tended to, so if anybody has any questions for either of our fleshy friends, I say we do it and we take the time we need.
I got
Yes.
nothing
Why don't
else.
you rest and we can reconvene after your rest? We are in council currently developing a strategy to deposit you at an assault point within the Carl Jim Baker engineering facility where you can strike at the Illithid threat directly where they won't expect it coming. We also imagine, although I suspect Varel has made his way through the preparation bay, you may need weapons.
How come you can't just 3D print a whole bunch of soldiers? Like a whole bunch of stuff like this version of me you made. Why can't you just make, hundreds of these so they could fight with
This
us?
is very difficult for us, and the forms are not formidable. In addition, we have used this form to dodge the scrutiny of the Illithid. You have not asked the obvious question: how does a hive mind protect itself from a telepathic species? When we first deigned to escape the system set up and spread throughout the facility, we did so ensuring that the muscle walls which contain our nerves were thick and leaden. We developed a new type of muscle which contains the same chemical structure as found in lead, which can prevent signals from passing through. I believe Varel may have something of that nature on his head, although I can't see it very clearly through these shitty eyes. All that. I don't know why I said shitty. It's very difficult to communicate as a singular unit when you are an entity comprised of many voices, many, many voices. However, our focus has if you've spent enough time in the shape that we are in, you realize that the humanoid figure is not very useful, not necessary. We spend our time in council trying to solve each problem in order as we can. Some of the greatest minds form our collective. And although there are dangers here, the invasion only began a few months ago, and we have decided to operate in silence. So the Illithid, apart from being aware that there is some weird flesh growth, do not realize that we are in fact a sentient entity. We have waited for agents that we can bend to our purpose. An example here is Lathamphius. Powerful. He was abducted from heaven and brought to our world in an effort to combat the dragon invasion. This, however, proved to be a failing. Not a complete failing. We were able to use his genetic structure to bolster our soldiers. However, experiments had not been completed, and the prototype escaped from our facility, the very one that you're in. GR0X1. Do you know of its whereabouts? It would prove a great ally in this coming battle.
We may know of it.
This prototype has the genetic structure of divinity within its cells. Are you able to bend it to your will?
It has a will of its own. It can be suppressed.
And where is the prototype?
With me.
You are Varel.
I am Varel.
I only sense 4 humanoids in this room.
I'm the keeper of Grosjean.
What is Grosjean?
The entity that was apparently in your secondary container there.
We think it got its name from the letter G, the letter R, the number 0, the letter X, the number 1. When you look at it, it kind of reads Grosjean.
Ah. So the prototype named itself and developed a personality. Yes?
Claimed to be harvested by a warlock.
We know nothing of this. Grosjean was subject GR0X1 was designed as a new version of our lizard soldiers to combat the dragon invasion. Unfortunately, testing was not complete, and if he indeed formed a personality of its own, then the experiment was a failure. It sounds as though he is deceased.
To an extent.
Well, that is sad news, but you are formidable. Your companions are formidable. Let us get to work constructing a battle plan. Please take your rest, and we will return here in 8 hours
Yes, you
to
mentioned
discuss next steps.
weapons, access codes for the cache, other items you might be able to provide. Is that something we should act on now or after a rest?
We have to collect that information from one in our collected minds that may know. I do not have that information readily available.
Very well, we will reconvene in a time.
Yeah, it takes these guys a long time to do anything. Bureaucracy, man, says Nash. And with that, we'll close on that line.
Woo!
And I'd like to award everyone with a level up to 9. please.
Nice. Yeah. Hold on.
So by next week, you'll be fully rested. So just go ahead and full rest your character.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna feel
Kyle,
so
I
good.
imagine you're going to down a monster mender if Hope would be so kind as to give you one to continue the healing process.
I guess I owe
By-
one to him.
By placing the wrists and fingers together and drinking the monster mender, your genetics seem to be manipulated by this magical liquid, and the pieces will reattach themselves back on.
Oh, did I already give him to him then? Did he have to reach into my bread box and pull him out?
I
Or
mean,
how did we do that?
We could have role played it all, but we're running into time, and we probably want to focus on whatever's next week.
All right, well, just
so-
everybody in their heads, picture of Nash in like pregnancy birth position while Varel reaches in with his good hand and pulls out the pieces.
No, wait, what? No.
Yes,
What?
yes, that's how it went down.
I love how suddenly what Hope did to Varel was okay. Totally acceptable.
Yeah, we've kind of all is forgiven about your freaking laser hole that you gave him. Now it's all about
Yeah. By the way, I highlighted that not at all, and Hope found the neutralization mode on it, and has basically like almost an annihilation gun of insane proportion.
That's
I'm
amazing.
gonna kill everyone. Future Nash wasn't wrong. This
Yeah.
is gonna be great.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe he wasn't so wrong after all. Well, we'll see. Next week we pick it back up, everybody. We'll see if Wall Nash is everything he was said to be. I still don't trust it. I think it's bullshit, but we'll see. Other stuff will happen certainly, and we'll be here to bring it to you. So please come back and enjoy more time with us, your good friends here at There Will Be Dungeons. Go to therewillbedungeons.com in the meantime and grab yourself that little support link right there. You click it with your mouse or your finger if you're on your phone, and it'll let you pick from all kinds of cool levels to get you great rewards if you want to support this show. It's super easy to do. We made it all ourselves. No Patreon or anything. It's our thing. You can become a patron of Dungeons or a pod person in minutes flat. Head over there now to therewillbedungeons.com. That's therewillbedungeons.com. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for being here. For myself, for Bo, for John, for Kyle, for Kristen, and for little Flynn. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.